Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to some more Outer Worlds 2. We're picking up right back from where we left off. We just got done off that station with, I forget what the station's called, but we just did Tristian's quest, and now it's time to have a conversation.
It would appear our next stop is Praetor, specifically Central Control. I look forward to traveling there, once you've sufficiently prepared.
Of course. Sounds good. I'll make the necessary preparations.
Excellent. I look forward to it.
Okie dokie. Is Praetor where we need to go for them? No, we need to go back to Cloister. Well, guess we're going to Praetor. Yes. So, I might take this time while we're on this planet to do a little cleanup.
Let us make our way to Central Control forthwith.
Of course. I think I want to swap Niles out, and we're gonna go with Inez. Let's bring Inez. Bring a shooter. It also has heals, because I'm getting absolutely bodied. Okay. Yes, this is the place that needs the lightning towers, and this. Where is Central Control? Oh, right there. I'm gonna go see if we can do this. Actually, I really don't. I'm not gonna go there. I feel like it's bugged and I don't want to spend another like 30 minutes looking around that cave and then just to not find what we're looking for. We'll just go to the Supreme Arbiter's office. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, we've been here with Ozza and absolutely yanked all these people. Ain't none of them alive.
Yeah.
So that's the bright side. At least we can just run in here and loot what we need to loot.
Smells like paint and agitated dust. Renovations, I surmise. That elevator over there goes to the Supreme Arbiter's old office. I hope the technicians have kept it in working order.
Yeah, man. Okay, we're definitely about to get jumped.
I believe what we need is on that terminal. I'll see if I can find my way in.
Examine deciphering the plan of Primer on Order of Ascendant. Look at the other books. Oh.
The terminal's locked, which is no surprise.
There's the Arbiter and her two vigils. Find nothing remarkable as you move the picture from its frame. However, you do notice a line of text and an untidy scroll in the back of the photograph. The Supreme Arbiter, a grander mentor, has never walked by the byways of Arcadia. Gingerly, you place the picture back as you found it.
If you can find some method to bypass its passcode.
Well, give me a moment here, bud. Let me do some investigating. Oh. An Order of the Ascendant glove, likely stolen from the Order settlement. You notice the press switch half written. Requires casting off the veil. I wonder, is that a quest that I'm curious. Okay, it's not an Ozza quest. Okay, I was curious if it was a Ozza quest line. Something rumbles on the floor. It appears something has been unlocked.
Did you hear that? I think something may have unlocked.
Oh. Wires and mechanical doodads commingle beneath the device surfaces. Best leave it to Tristian.
I think this may unlock the terminal, but the toggle mechanism appears compromised. I shall hold it. You attempt to gain access to the machine.
Oh, I'm about to learn some truth or something.
Reading through that terminal.
And I can hide behind
the elevator's been summoned from below.
Supreme Arbiter, we got you for them. Last week we lost new arbiters. I'm still on our thing. We're still on Cloister. I met with another arbiter. As to have spoke, you've been auditing. Thank you for the insight.
Consul Thoreau, I'm sure you're surprised to be receiving this message, and thus I can assume you already know my intent. Even considering aligning myself against the Sovereign is like sticking my hand in boiling oil. Yet my dead charges spur me forward. 10 scores of Arcadia's finest, at least 10 scores, died in defense of Golden Ridge. And does the region lie in our control? No. We fled like sprats, all at Varric's behest. I shall lower myself to work with you, Consul. I will help you uphold your plan to... Hold... What in blazes? How long have you been standing there? What did you hear?
Oh.
I cannot
So
believe
she was going to go help
what
the
I heard.
consul.
I cannot.
I'm sorry, that must have been hard to see.
Actually, it wasn't. Perhaps at first, until I discerned her true intentions. My mentor hated the consul and was deeply devoted to the Sovereign. She'd never speak thus, unless she was trying to lure the consul into a trap.
Rao, you really ought to have a sit-down. Were this anyone except your mentor, you'd see this for what it is.
What I'm proposing is eminently plausible. It may be beyond you to see her machinations, but it's obvious to me that this was merely an intricate play. It's all
Okay.
that makes sense.
There's two options. Oh. It's obvious she was killed before she gets Cinda. There's no elaborate play here.
It's not obvious to me. You didn't know her. Wait, do you hear that?
Yep, here comes the elevator. Who is gonna come out of this elevator? That's
Arbiter Rao, I finally got you. Submit quietly to the Protectorate's
she's
justice
the
for
one that
your
heard it.
manifold transgressions.
Are you insane? Who are you? And on whose authority do you claim to judge me?
My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate, as you did once. Now, no questions. This is already going to be difficult enough.
Didn't realize the consul had arbiters in his pocket too.
It's logical. The Sentinels have all but taken over central control. It stands to reason the few arbiters still trained here would only be Sentinels in armored regalia.
I cannot deny that central control has changed, but... what am I saying? I need
It's
not
time to
defend
break her
myself
down
from the likes of you.
with my word
Enough.
magic.
This has been an unpleasant day, and my patience is gone. Your
Oh God, he's getting
accusations
mad.
are baseless, and accosting a higher-ranked arbiter is grounds for arbitration.
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and of hampering the Protectorate war effort.
Okay. That's a lot of accusations you're throwing around. Let's calm down and have a discussion.
There's no discussion to be had with criminals. I needed to see firsthand that Arbiter Rao had abandoned his station. He has, and must meet my judgment.
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from my wrath, you're sorely mistaken.
Tristan, can't you see she's just following her duty like you are?
At Oculus, and again at the Vox, you showed me that the law may be interpreted. Clemency can be granted where before it would be unthinkable.
Yes.
Here my sense of duty clamors to be answered. But as much as it surprises me to admit it, I think you're correct. To this recruit, I've diverged from the path of righteousness. Slaying her for sincerely trying to do what is right would be a farce of justice.
So if we find her some way, let's not tell him that that's a treasonous thought, because that seems terrible. So if I find a way to change her mind, you wouldn't kill her?
I would not. But I know the reality of swaying an arbiter from their chosen path. It's likely this situation may devolve into violence regardless.
What is this insanity? I would never imagine an Arbiter balking from their chosen course. I had hoped Arbiter Rao would come to his senses, but obviously to no avail. I may not wish to judge him. I may not understand what has come over him.
Lady.
It is of no consequence. His crimes against the Protectorate are all that matters.
One, even if you could, We got you outnumbered 4-1. 3-1, my bad. And you wouldn't beat, I don't think you beat Tristan in a 1v1. Okay. Tristan spared a sentinel bent on arresting him. Does that seem like traitor behavior to you?
He was simply doing his duty, just as you or I must every day. Killing him would have been wrong, even though attempting to arrest me was a criminal act.
That's even worse than I thought. You chose not to do your duty, and expect telling me so would soften my decision to judge you?
The Supreme Arbiter taught me to follow my own sense of justice. And I have. Use your mind. Think about what I did. What you intend to do. Is this moral? Is this right?
Yes. Arbiters aren't in any jurisdiction but their own. No one puts you up to this.
What of it? Someone has to stop him.
Ironic. You came here to judge me for much the same reason I have, as you so claim, deserted. I chose to investigate the Supreme Arbiter's death on my own. You chose to investigate my departure on your own. You seek to judge me for the very crime you are guilty of.
That's impossible. I refuse to believe we both could be guilty if we were simply following what we were taught.
Even the Supreme Arbiter seems to have struggled to do the right thing by your own laws.
We don't know that for certain, but to an onlooker, without our knowledge, it could seem that way. And such presumed traitorousness would be very confusing.
Even the Supreme Arbiter has struggled with this? That doesn't seem possible. But I suppose there's no way to ask her now. I shall trust your words. Consider my hand stayed. I can see that judging Tristan would only rob the Protectorate of another of its servants. It seems I must reflect on this matter.
I'm glad we got that result. Tristan, what do you think?
It would appear we're in agreement. Neither of us shall raise a hand against the other. I'm pleased.
Yeah, I bet he is. Just remind him that abstaining from violence ain't the same as chocolates and flowers.
So, what course of action do we take now?
Tristan, any words of wisdom you can impart?
It's important for an arbiter to use their forebrain. Next time you encounter something as strange as a loyal arbiter diverging from the path of righteousness, investigate. You may find more questions than answers. But deciphering them and interpreting justice as best we can is how we might serve Arcadia.
Uphold justice in my way. I'll attempt to remember that, Arbiter Rao. Thank you.
Glory to the Protectorate, Junior Arbiter. Make me proud.
Yeah, we didn't have to kill him.
I'm
Nice.
pleased we were able to resolve that altercation peaceably. Robbing Arcadia of an enthusiastic recruit would have given me little joy.
Huh. You beginning to wean yourself off of eating the shoe polish? This is a good turn, Rao.
You know, I'd even venture to say she reminded me just a little of myself as a lad.
So where do we go from here, buddy?
All this excitement did not make me forget the confession on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I have to bring it to Virgil. Together, we can discover exactly what transpired.
Then we better go find Virgil.
Agreed. I'm not sure of his whereabouts since last we encountered him. I'll send him a message. With luck, we'll hear from him before long.
Yeah, like literally by the time we get to the ship. Ooh, we leveled up again. Nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying his storyline. Like I said, it's a shame that I hadn't got to experience it until now. But so far it's been one of the better ones. Lockpicking, engineering. Let's actually not do engineering and do observation. And what perks can we get? Camaraderie. Wow, we're kind of going crazy. I guess we get bullet shields because it'll give me 10% more HP, so it'll make me a little tankier. While in the party, your inhaler heals for more and prevents the party from taking damage for a short time. She adjusts the injection speed of her auto-injector, allowing it to be applied over a longer time with no efficiency lost. So I'm guessing her auto-injector... Okay. I think we're gonna go this. Because then I can do stupid things after I pop my inhaler. Okay. Back to the ship. We'll get on there and then he'll... Lily, we're just gonna do Tristian's quest because I think we can do it all. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we can complete everybody's companion quest. Hello, Tristian.
So, the Sovereign was undergoing mental refreshment.
Oh, yes.
I do not believe for a moment that he truly was in need of it. And I fear he shall never be the same.
I'm sure he'll be okay. Oh, chin up.
I have no use for platitudes, Commander.
Yeah,
I am aware of how dire the Sovereign state is, and that it cannot easily be reversed. The Consul shall be made to pay for his part in this. Then we shall figure out what best to do with the Sovereign.
Okay. Well, it seems like he doesn't have anything to say, which is fine. We're gonna go to Cloister then. Hop on over here. Nope. Yoink. And the Cloister will bring the order here. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I know it may feel silly taking Tristan out of the party, but I'm doing that because her name starts with an M, I'm pretty sure, right? Oh man, I'm blanking on her name. Marisol. Marisol is obviously order, so I want her to be there when I turn in the order stuff. Actually, probably shouldn't have brought her here. She's gonna be very upset when I do this. Hello, Sabrosa.
People are gonna start to talk.
I have the satellite data for you as promised.
Aren't you reliable? I just need one moment to copy the data. There, all done. Thank you ever so much. Was there anything else you wish to discuss?
Oh. We missed information. That sucks. I wonder what that would have been. Because I was post giving her the information. So I bet you would have given us her motives to why she was wanting it. Okay. Well, we should talk to the laureate and
I look forward to the reclamation of the Hyperion web. Hopefully you shall facilitate that. Now, how might we be of use to one another?
got your data. Here you are.
Yes! Excellent! Take that, reductionists! Your horrid little surveillance devices shall finally be used for what their purpose should have been! Don't tell anyone about that outburst, please. Here's something to keep you quiet.
I think I've more than proven myself. Can I meet with the presiding bishop now?
Yes. You've earned not only my trust, but the Order's as well. I hope you'll continue working with us in the future. I've informed the presiding bishop you're coming to speak with her. She can be found in the room off the main stairwell. I'm sure I don't need to say this. But if you even think about bringing harm to Ruth, I shall know. Be on your very, very best behavior.
Okay, just so I can... Okay. It's a side quest to get them to ally. Okie dokie. Here we go. What the heck? What you mean, like...
The Order has always proclaimed patience as a virtue, but I am pleased my waiting is finally at its endpoint. For so long, you have only existed as numerical values on a chart. A bright star in a constellation of possibilities, as it were. Now with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause.
You're doubting my loyalty? I'm not the one who helped DeFreeze blow up Horizon Point. Of course, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have faith in the Order's vision for Arcadia.
Faith is trust without evidence. You deserve far more than that. Now then, I gather you already know who I am, but science has shown that good manners strengthen developing relationships by 5.3%. So, allow me to introduce myself. I am Ruth Bassar, 3rd Presiding Bishop of the Order of the Ascendant, Supreme Calculator, and, plan willing, the architect of Arcadia's prosperous future.
It's an honor to meet you.
I admit, when I sent my initial message, I did not exactly know who its recipient would be. But I trusted the plan, and lo and behold, it provided you as the solution. Your recent exploits at Greater Tranquility Station have certainly made for compelling reading material. Confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station? Such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement.
You're welcome. It was a close thing, if I'm honest.
Yes, by all reports it was. But the plan evidently has greater outcomes prepared for Vicar Levin.
Levin seems like a good man.
He is, at that. I consider him a close personal friend, and I cannot say that about many. However, there's something of even greater import we must discuss. I just received the most curious transmission from Auntie Cleo. She wishes to discuss a partnership of sorts, and I heard you were the source of this plot.
That is correct. Is it something you'd be willing to open up to?
I must admit I have significant doubts about colluding with an entity like Auntie's Choice. Why should the Order agree to even entertain the possibility?
Simply put, we got the troops, the firepower, and the know-how to beat the Protectorate. Respectfully, I think we both know that your forces can't do that on their own.
Military support loses its usefulness quickly in times of peace. It is that which gives me pause, among other concerns.
This is a good opportunity for the Order to end hostility and save lives.
Yes. Perhaps this is a fine opportunity to curve Death's grim median. Auntie Cleo has already proposed a secure conference room on board the Undisputed Claim for our use. I will await your arrival there to mediate.
Failed to cite her work completely. I worked with Presiding Bishop Orlo, you know. Now there was a serious scientician.
Strange that she's going to meet this person. And we're going to take them onto the ship of Auntie Cleo. This feels like an accident waiting to happen. I won't lie to you. I feel like, I mean, I guess this is how it plays out when you could then choose your faction side. It's like you'd get up there and then they'd be like, okay, now you gotta pick your side. Because it'd be very easy to kill the leaders of either faction while you're in the conference room. Okay. Without further ado, let's go handle the negotiations. Not going to take a Marisol. We're going to take Niles, who's my backup. I need some neutral people. A neutral boys. Okay. Okay, we got a run ahead of us. And then a train ride. But, bright side, we're making tons of progress. Tons and tons of progress. Like I said, I get the feeling we're near the end of the game. Like we have to be because we kind of already completed all the companion quest, and it seems like the max level is like 30. Oh, Tristan wants to speak because our companions max out at 30. So I think we're nearing the max. The max. Hello, I cannot speak to you on the train. I also cannot jump on the train. The train is the train, and we are kind of stuck on it.
principle. Enjoy an artificially enhanced existence.
Yeah, like I said, this is the worst part about the game, if I'm being honest with you. There's this tram, okay? Really could have used the Citadel teleport system. Guys, there's a Citadel teleport system inside the game. I've just been taking the tram because I'm such a cool guy. It's for my immersion. Hey, Tristan.
Once we find Virgil, he and I shall unravel what occurred with the Supreme Arbiter.
Okay.
Together, we shall have no trouble, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I thought you'd have something else to say. Okay. Let's go handle negotiations.
Look who it is, the instigator of this little affair. Her mathematicalness should be along soon, unless the leader of the Order's too busy crunching numbers to attend to business.
There we are. Apologies for the delay. We were resolving some technical issues. Cloister's atmosphere has a tendency to...
Oh, yes. Regale us with a thorough account of Cloister's atmosphere. Spare no detail.
This must be Auntie Cleo's trademark wit. I expected better.
I see now why a third party was needed here.
If I was discourteous, I apologize. So long as our mediator proves up to the task, surely we can remain civil. If not, these negotiations may prove short indeed.
Would advising you to kiss up and make up accomplish anything?
No, it would not.
From where I'm positioned, I sense 3 sore points still in need of massage. Point 1, control of the archive. Point 2, oversight of production and distribution of skip cores. And point 3, management of Rift technology.
Okay. The most important thing is to decide who first gets control of the archive.
Before we go any further, I want it in writing that the Order will take full control of the archive without interference from Auntie's choice.
What? So the Order can set it fruitlessly idling for another few centuries? We would put it to far more practical use. Imagine the marketing strategies it could develop.
I would sever my own hand before giving custody of the archive over to a corporation. Humanity's ascension depends on its calculations. No, such a condition is out of the question.
How about the Order gets the archive, but directs some power to an ad campaign?
I am amenable to that proposition. Less work on our part.
I'm waiting to hear an argument that would support such a ludicrous proposal.
Imagine never listening to another ad product about a product being 110% better than before.
That is a compelling vision of the future. One I could perhaps support. Involving money in science seems questionable. But having access to Auntie's resources would be useful for our research. Fine. Yes, I agree. Reluctantly.
Ruth, I commend you for being so receptive. And I assure you that Auntie's choice values science. Nothing bad has ever happened when science and commerce are combined.
On the subject of science, it would be most prudent for us to discuss who will be overseeing the management of skip drives, specifically the production of skip cores.
No one understands production like we do. Besides which, we have far more experience using skip drives. It was how we came to Arcadia, after all.
Where Auntie's choice manages, the Order would undoubtedly excel. Do not exclude us from consideration merely for lack of experience.
So you ramp up production? And then what? Hand skip drives out for free to whoever wants one? Preposterous, and a waste of a perfectly good monopoly.
We would be diligent about who we licensed out the skip drives to, and a monopoly over space travel is precisely what I wish to avoid.
This technology should benefit all humanity.
Okay, what if the Order drafted restrictions to curb abuse while Auntie handled production?
That assumes Auntie's Choice would even abide by such a list of restrictions, and which would almost be impossible for the Order to enforce.
Not to worry. We can build a regulatory commission to oversee production and make sure everything is up to Auntie's Choice and Order standards.
Oh, wouldn't those regulatories still be in your pocket?
Oh, partiality concerns are a thing of the past. Obviously, regulators would be incentivized to care most about the safety of the consumer. You know, right after production costs.
As would the likelihood that we will eventually improve upon it. We shall allow Auntie's control of the current design. There is still the question of who takes possession of the Protectorate's rift technology once the war is finished. Although the science is still largely theoretical, this technology could be used to not only close rifts, but create new ones. A dangerous power indeed, left in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
The Order would fritter away valuable time endlessly hand-wringing what to do with the technology. Auntie's Choice would actually use it. For good, of course. In a gainful manner.
Crazy, but maybe y'all could just share the technology?
A 50-50 split? But that's so equal.
Imagine how magnanimous Aunties will look to Arcadia's population.
Goodwill rarely converts well into bits, but I suppose I do take your point. If Ruth's open to it, I believe I can agree on the general terms here. And, well, we can haggle over minor quibbling details like percentages later.
I shall look forward to brokering the math with you, Cleo. There is one final matter I wish to discuss. I require some chemicals that I have been told are manufactured at a plant on Praetor, controlled by Auntie's Choice.
That doesn't sound too difficult. Auntie, can you help with that?
I know which plant you're referring to, Ruth, and what comes out of it is hardly safe for general use. Out of professional curiosity, what could you possibly need with such dangerous compounds? Running a little experiment, are we? On what? Or whom?
That is, quite frankly, none of your concern.
But you're two working together, you know?
Precisely. Partners don't withhold secrets, although they can and probably should withhold extremely dangerous chemicals if not properly notified of what they will be used for.
I will make no progress with my request without further explanation, will I?
No.
While the Archive is an infinitely complex machine, an equally complex apparatus has been designed which allows one to interact with it directly. Brain-to-logic assembly, as it were. Unfortunately, this headgear exacts a rather tremendous cost on the wearer. A certain panacea is needed to survive it.
I see.
But I require these chemicals to finish it.
You seem nervous, Ruth. Is there something more on this drug you're not telling us?
Perhaps I have not been entirely forthright. This treatment will enact a permanent change in my personality. Irreversible. But it will not cost me anything I would lament losing.
And I thought we were the ones who threw caution to the wind. Ah, well, Ruth, if worst comes to worst,
oh, no.
I'd be happy to serve as a substitute teacher for the Order.
A generous offer, but I fear you lack a certain number of qualifications. Conscience, for example.
If you make this bet and you're wrong, in any way the entire Order will suffer.
You sound just like Laureate Beckett. I'm weary of having this debate, especially as I can never seem to win it. Very well, never mind about the chemicals. Now is not the time for risky experimentation at any rate.
Oh, bother. Here I wanted to see Ruth lobotomize herself. Oh, well. Best I'll say is today's outcome is workable. Barely. Our gains were not as exclusive as I had hoped they'd be.
Arriving at any arrangement even remotely equitable was statistically improbable. Be glad our mediator managed to find a middle path forward.
I'm just happy you two were able to reach an agreement after all.
As am I. You certainly have a way of curving probability into your favor.
Yeah, I built speech.
Well, that'll be all for today. Don't forget to purchase the latest in Auntie's Choice products out on the value-added Esplanade, or enjoy a refreshing cocktail at the Best Choice. And do come see me personally when you have time. I have just the thing in mind for an accomplished freelancer such as yourself.
One moment. There are still the logistics of recapturing the archive to consider.
We'll of course provide our expert troops to support these efforts. Have your people call my people to sort details. Toodaloo!
Brusque as ever. Auntie's troopers will certainly help us manage the Protectorate forces easier, especially if supported by your help. But it would be irrational to expect you to endanger your own life without a more specific strategy in place. Fortunately, I have already given this some thought.
Let us continue.
First, we must reclaim Spireton from the enemy. Spireton once served as the Order's headquarters, due to its proximity to the Archive. Its loss was an affront, and remains so. Unlocking and calling that lift can only be done from within the Archive, however. So you will need to infiltrate the Archive by alternate means, via a bridge connected to Newton.
Yes.
Fortunately, I am told you already dealt with the cultists there. Unfortunately, you will still need to find a way past a small rift currently blocking the bridge.
Small rift. Good news, I'm in a position of advice that can do that.
Ordinarily, I do not fancy surprises, but you are proving an exception to that rule. With such a device in hand, bypassing the rift should be as rudimentary as pie. And perhaps at some later date, you will also permit our scientists to analyze this gadget at length in one of our labs, provided all goes according to plan.
So retake Spartan, infiltrate the Archive, and unlock the rift. Unlock the lift. Anything else?
There is a computronical key that you will also need to locate within the Archive called the Calcaduceus. The Calcaduceus grants special access to the Archive. Once it is back in Order hands, we will have full control over its systems once more.
Okay. In exchange for my help, I want to use the Archive to analyze some rift data I have.
Until the Order has control over the Archive again, this discussion is all but moot.
Okay.
You know what must be done. May you achieve progress in accordance with the plan.
Can't believe I just watched peace made between the Order and Auntie's Choice. Seems like a dream I'd have after eating too many woolly curds.
Okie dokie. Well, let's go see Auntie Cleo. Pick up this other quest, and yeah, we can finally get to work. Oh, actually, hold on. We're at 38 minutes, guys. Sorry, I'm so into the game, I'm just losing track of time. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to keep going. I'm very excited. I think I might be able to... I don't know if I can finish the game, but I'm definitely going to try. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.